4. This is the Kaggle 5-day AI Agents Intensive, and we're on day 3. Very soon we'll be on 4. Okay, so far, first day was simply what was the agent, what is it made of, how does it work? And the important takeaway there was the model that you're using is only 10% of the agent. Everything else is literally the harness, the scaffolding around it, how it works, what the guardrails are, what the tests are, all of that. Day 2 was the MCP, which is basically how agents can connect to your tools, your data. In Claude, you've got connectors built in. In Google, you've got to go and find those connectors or get third-party connectors. And today is day 3. We're talking about skills. Now, skills, actually, it's like a job description for your AI, literally. So this is basically you're telling the agent how it should behave, what it needs to do, what rules it follows. You save that into a folder. And after that, any AI that reads it can basically do exactly what this AI would do, right? So the idea is you don't have to repeat yourself over and over and over. You write it once, you save it in a folder, and then you can reuse it. You can give it to other people. I will actually give you 2 skills today. Or your agents, the agents that you build, can also use the skills. So it's really a powerful thing to have. Because what you're doing is making your process of some sort. Your SOP is basically a skill, any SOP you have in your business. SOP is a standard operating procedure. So yeah, any SOP that you have can be made into a skill very easily. And why does skills matter? Because if you have worked with AI for a long time or even for a little time, you'll have noticed that as your context gets bigger, like as your conversation with the AI gets longer, the AI starts getting very confused, right? This is called context rot. So you're giving it more and more facts, thinking you're helping, you're giving it, no, it's not hallucinations. This is when your conversation has got so much fact in it that this poor thing gets completely confused. It doesn't have a clue what to say, right? It'll start talking about things at the top of your chat and it'll talk about things in the middle of it at the end of your chat. It will completely forget all the conversation you had in between. It's very weird. Hallucination is when it's actually making up stuff. Like, you heard the thing about lawyers making arguments in court and citing cases that don't even exist because the AI told it that it existed. That, by the way, think of AI again as a little child who wants to please you. So if you tell it, give me citations for something, and it can't find citations, it happily makes them up. That is the most common hallucination we have, right? But that's not what skills are about. Skills are literally about preventing that context rot. You don't want to give it so much information in every conversation that it gets confused. Give it the minimum of information, but enough information to get your job done. And also, again, the other thing is you have complexity, but you can, instead of having multiple, right, minimum and precise, exactly. Instead of managing multiple bots, one agent can do different things depending on what you need, right? Now, AI knows all the facts. We know that. All these AIs have been trained on every book in the world, and they don't care about copyright infringement. Now, by the way, now if you try to ask it to give you the details of a book, AI very smartly tells you about copyright infringement. It's like, come on, guys, you did the copyright infringement first. Don't talk to me about it. Yes, I have opinions about that. So skills add the process layer to all that knowledge that it has. So it's not enough to have the knowledge. It's only enough to have the knowledge. It's only good to have knowledge that you can actually use. And that actually is literally all of us. With AI, we are all superhuman. But if you don't know how to use it, that AI is useless to you too. Similarly, the AI is useless if it cannot reproduce your process because it doesn't know your process. And skills are what tell it that process, how to follow it. And the best part, of course, is that if you've got skills, you become completely AI, LLM agnostic. You can go from ChatGPT to Claude to Gemini to wherever else. Once you've got the basic, it's like if you're a programmer, it's like having the algorithm. Once you've got that process, you can take it to any programming language, no problem. You will be able to reproduce the same output. By the way, listen to today's Q&A on the live stream that Kaggle did. It was really good. And, all this talking about why, especially Gabriella, she was so enthusiastic, really made me want to go out and make more agents and skills just because she was so enthusiastic. So this is how the pieces fit together, right? You've got the system prompt, that's your big giant prompt, the AI's instinct, the core personality. This is all the baseline behavior that you bake in from the start. And you always should have a big system prompt, a big-ish, enough to give it background information about you, right? So that it knows enough about you, your business, so it can interact and actually be useful to you. And RAG is just the AI's reference library, like all that it was trained on. It's sitting there, ready for access as and when needed. MCP was day 2. It's calling it the AI's hands. I don't know, but yes, it's basically a giant connector. Connects to all the other stuff you want. And skills are the runbook. That's basically where, you've got the standard operating procedure, and anytime you get someone new in the company, you can just hand it to that new person and say, here, this is how we do things. This is our process. Think of a manufacturing plant, right? They've got a very standard process for doing every step of whatever it is they're making, right? Whether it's a car, whether it's milk powder, whatever, right? They've got a series of steps. Every new person gets the same training. That's literally what the skills are. Feel free to interrupt me, stop me, ask questions. I'm keeping an eye on the chat as we go, so I can hopefully gather that. Okay, the skills and MCP are not rivals, right? They, like the picture shows, they're like gears that work together. So they work hand in hand. The MCP basically connects to external systems. Without an MCP, obviously the agent can't talk to the rest of the world. But the skills is literally you're teaching the AI how to think about a specific kind of work that you need. When it needs any data, it goes out through the MCP. But for judgment, it will look at the skills. So it looks at these two together. An agent can absolutely work without skills, but then you're prompting it each time, right? That is going to be a very brittle agent. Right. So that's the point. But the reality is an agent can talk to multiple skills, pick the one that it needs. The question was, can the agent work without connected skills, which is in the chat, if you guys look at the chat. And by the way, you can also click the 3 dots at the top of the chat and hopefully save chat. Let me know if save chat is working for you. If not, I've got to figure out why it's not working. I won't be able to do it live, but I can figure out for tomorrow. And of course, now the Kaggle thing, it's not working. But to know, I'll try and figure that out tomorrow. Kaggle, basically, not Kaggle. Kaggle is teaching this whole thing through Google Lens because they're partners with Google. But Anthropic is the one who actually invented the idea of skill. So, yeah, there's Claude's the one that made this for me, and obviously, it's not going to pretend that Google's the master at everything. It knows better. And anyway, the point is that the AI is just the smallest part of this. Claude code, like it says here, is 98% infrastructure. Only 1.6% of it is actually the AI model. Everything else is the harness, the skills, the tools, the prompts. And even in Anthropic, we've got a tool. In Claude, there's actually a skill that comes built into Anthropic that's called the skill builder, I think, or skill creator. I forget what its name is. But it's basically a tool that watches what you do and then it can create a skill.
So glad I'm here. Imagine.
I'm sorry? Someone's not on mute. Can you go on mute while I'm talking, please? Thank you. And again, like I said, what Google is teaching is something that comes in out of the box in Claude. It's already there. So basically, if you've been using Claude command line at all, when you do slash and it shows you the pre-done prompts in there, those are actually agent skills. The slash command is basically the command line interface for the skills system. So the question is not whether you have them, it's whether you're using them and you're using them intentionally or just ignoring them because you don't know how to use them. Explore the skills that you have. They're all good. Yeah. So this is just a quick translation slide. What Google calls anti-gravity skills is Claude code skills. The agent development kit is the Claude agent SDK. Agent CLI, Claude Code CLI. I mean, it's one-to-one pretty much. The skill toolset is we have in Claude the skills folder and the skill.md, which is the core of every skill we all use. And Claude has anti-gravity has a skill creator meta skill. Claude builds it in automatically. So you've already got all of this stuff. This is not new to people who've been using Claude. Okay, now I'm going to fire up my Claude if I can find it. There, start a new session. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's start a new session. And what I'm going to do, I already obviously did this somewhere else first. So I'm just going to copy paste from here. I installed a couple of skills earlier today. I'm going to prove that they work. So all I'm telling Claude is I want to build a competitor price tracker. It'll check all my main competitors' websites every hour, pull their current pricing, and text me immediately when anything changes. Now, before I build this or commit, run this through the iOS lens. iOS, we learned on the first day, that is it interesting? ADK is the agent development kit. Is it interesting? Is it useful? Is it sustainable, right? So that's what I'm trying to tell it to do. And while it's doing that, I'm going to go grab the second one. So this skill is basically looking at what I suggested that I want to do and telling me, is it useful? Is it sustainable? Is it interesting? And based on that, you can make your decision, right? If you're not very techie, this is a very useful skill to have. Oh, come on. It's demo mode. It's going to take longer. Yep. There we go. Is it interesting? Okay, it's only a week pass. There's curiosity in the build, yes, because as a business owner, I do want to know what my competition is doing. But the only ongoing engagement is that I get a notification that I didn't ask for. Like basically it pops up and says, "Ooh, somebody changed their price." So this really should be a pull, not a push, right? It should not come to you automatically. You should check. Is it useful? Yes, but it's only a conditional pass. How often does your competitor change prices? Most businesses, pretty rarely, right? If you're in a retail business, maybe every quarter you change your prices. Maybe every day you change your prices. I don't know. I don't work in retail. But I can tell you that as a marketing business or a consulting business, maybe once or twice a year. Twice a year is very unlikely. But look at this third one, sustainable. It failed completely. Why? The dollar costs are fine. So if you use Haiku and Twilio SMS, maybe 8 months total, $8 a month total, not a problem. But the problem is things break, scrapers break, the websites change. Like if you've ever tried to scrape Facebook, you know that the websites change all the time and it fails silently. It won't tell you because you weren't supposed to be looking at that anyway, right? Not to mention, if you've got a scraper that's scraping every hour, they're more likely to find out that you're a bot and they'll block you. They'll block your entire IP address and then you can't do anything other than go get another VPN. The other thing it also does, it'll add more tokens because each time you go out and check, even at Haiku prices, it adds up, it adds up, it adds up, right? Sorry, someone's asking a question. There's no canonical answer. You missed day one and day two. Yes, I'll put day one and day two recordings in the Google Drive. Claude, Gemini, or Codex better to code and troubleshoot? All three can be good. And the problem is, not the problem, the challenge is they're all racing with each other. So I cannot tell you today that it's the best is Claude or the best is Google. I mean, I am still saying Claude is best right now, but that could change tomorrow. So the IUS lens basically said, no, don't build this yet. Refine first. The impulse is valid. The execution has two problems: silent failure and cadence mismatch. Hourly is probably too much. Okay, so now I'm saying same goal, but I only want to check once a week. That should be enough. Probably once a month actually would be enough. Put everything in a simple dashboard that I can pull it up at every time, anytime I want to see it. This means that neither the AI nor I manually have to go searching, where did I put it, which folder, which drive, never remember. And this time it says interesting, pass. This version is a different quality. A dashboard is something you actually would open before a pricing conversation, before a launch, before repositioning. That's useful. Is it useful? Absolutely. A weekly cadence is probably a good thing. And the trend visibility is more useful than real-time numbers. And is it sustainable? Also, yes, but with one caveat. The thing to nail down is who triggers the weekly run. Either I trigger it manually or it should happen on its own. I would actually probably do it scheduled, and yes, that's what it's recommending. And this time it says build. So it just gave me the green light. All right, perfect. Polina, I will find the two recordings for day one and day two, and I will put them in the Google Drive as well. Bimo, you're asking, how is scraping data daily? Could you elaborate on that question, please? Not sure I understand fully. Okay, I am going to go grab the third slide, the third question I wanted to ask. And that is, here we go. Okay, so I'm saying I'm an AI consultant, and I help businesses basically to get banned from websites. It's very unlikely. If you're only checking each website for prices, again, if it's a lot of prices, you might get banned because it tell that something is hitting the website over and over and over. You've got to do intelligent scraping. Use an anonymous browser, use, a VPN, multiple VPNs, proxies, whatever. And back to my question, I'm actually going to use it for my business as an AI consultant. We don't want my clients to just bolt AI onto an existing process. We want to rethink the processes, right? So let's build it for what I use that data for. I want an AI consulting proposal formatter. I give it the client name, problem, what I'm proposing to build. I don't want it to be vibe coded. Basically, the promise is that everything was properly tested before it even got written as code. Yeah. So that's why my prices are higher. There we go. And Paulina, yes, I will drop your skills. The skills are already in the Google Drive. I think Fidelis just put that in the chat. If you scroll up a little bit, you should be able to see it. Actually. And thank you, Fidelis, for pasting it for me. I'll paste that again. There you go. So it's in the drive. Right now, there's only day 3 in that folder, but I will put day 1 and day 2. In fact, while this is building, we can go look at it. So here's my drive. This is the folder I'm giving you a link to, and you'll see day 3 in there. Inside day 3, there is this Kaggle intensive day 3 handouts document. Tells you where to find everything that comes from Kaggle itself. It also tells you where to find the skills that I showed you, right? And those skills are literally here. in the same folder. The IUS lens is there, and now is the engineering hygiene. That's the more interesting one, and we should watch that, right? So I actually ran it once before, so it's already got a consulting proposal skill. It's got the business competitor pricing.json. Like it built the whole thing for me. It took less than 10 minutes. Business proposals, AB systems. And here's the sample. Let's take a look. I can't make this wider. Can you guys read this? But basically, it's just a proposal for a fictitious company called ABC Systems. That is not my last name, but this is what I mean by hallucination. Kamala, I have no idea why I'm Maya Kamala today. I'm not. This is AI making up its thing because it decided I needed a last name. It knows my last name starts with a K. So here we go. This is a proposal I can send out, a prioritized AI map. And my goal is I go in there, I find a small set of low-hanging fruit that I can AIify for them, rebuild as native AI. And this is what makes it interesting to the buyer, right? Why go with me as opposed to someone else? This is important. If this is evaluated before a single line of code is written, remember that IUS lens. Is it useful? Is it sustainable? This is built to be maintained. I've got the engineering hygiene skills in there. That means that anytime I write code or I build a new skill, it's going to put in a whole test harness for me. It's going to check everything end to end. It's a pretty strong skill. So what I just gave you is something you should be using if you're using it in business. Cost controls from day one, because again, the IUS lens and the engineering hygiene is geared to make sure that you're doing the minimum wasteful stuff, right? And guardrails. 6 weeks from kickoff to live results. Like all of this is great, and it costs $7,500. But this is where remember that skill I made earlier for checking prices, competitor prices? If I had a live dashboard, it would pull from there. Freelance AI consultant, this much to this much, boutique AI agency, that to that, big enterprise firm would be a whole lot. And this is my pricing. So that's it. It basically gave me an entire proposal from start, from that initial idea that it said wasn't a very good idea, all the way to the end. And it's ready to go in, again, less than 10 minutes. Now let me find my document because I've promptly forgotten where that went. Multiple copies. Okay, so you saw the demo, beat 1, beat 2, beat 3. The first skill was the IUS lens. Is it interesting? Is it useful? Is it sustainable? And the second skill is the engineering hygiene. Anytime you build anything, it will absolutely make sure that you're doing things the way a software engineer would do it, right? So the code is not taking shortcuts. It is built to be something that someone else can maintain. There's going to be documentation. Like all of that is already pre-built into this skill. And you already saw me run through this demo, right? I want to build a price tracker, checks every hour. Is it interesting? Yes. Useful? Yes. Sustainable? Hell no. And again, the fix for that, same goal, but what if it's checking once a week and it's in a dashboard? This time I got all 3 yeses. I'm very happy with that. Verdict, it says build. The AI didn't just say yes or no. It helped design a better version before the work began. And this is literally what I'm promising to my clients, right? That I have done the due diligence so that they don't have to, well, they still should include an AI governance team, but they can at least have some confidence that, you've heard the story recently about someone managing to run up half $1 billion in AI costs. That should not happen at all. There should be checks and balances at every stage of your AI system because yes, AI can get extremely expensive. As you know, if you've used Claude Code at all, you run out of tokens in no time, right? The more complex it is, the quicker your tokens get gone. Okay, and then the last part of the demo was build a proposal formatter. And take the client name, problem, solution, timeline, and price. So without being asked, it applied the engineering skill to everything it built. No shortcuts, nothing was hard coded, and it was built to be handed off. And the thing is, like I said, these were not built on the fly, and it's not just what Claude already knew to do. It's those two new skills that I literally installed this morning that went through and said, hey, no, this is not a good idea. This is a bad idea. Help me refine it. And this is the other thing. You no longer need to be a developer. This is the biggest thing. You're already going to get those two skills. I showed you that. Anyone who can write documentation at this point can write a skill. You don't need to be a developer. You can be as good as a developer if you have the right harness, the right scaffolding around you. So if someone you know is a good developer, ask them for their skills that they use to make sure that their code is written well. Put them in your Claude, and you will also write code that's equally good. Like that's the beauty of this. That's the democratization that AI is offering us. And now, if you've got a business, every standard operating procedure you have, you can make a skill for that. All the evaluation questions you do, like, you qualify a client. Before you accept a client, you need to find out if their budget is something that can actually afford you. Maybe it's better to send them to someone who deals with lower end clients or someone who deals with enterprise clients if that's not your field of work. And of course, any repeatable processes that you have, make those into a skill. Why should you do things over and over and over? And that's it. End of today. Any questions? Let me know. Oh, and don't forget, tomorrow morning, we have the Beyond Chatbot session. So, session 2. So, in that one, I'm actually going to take the SOP that I built last time and make an actual live agent that runs out and does things. That should be fun. And you don't need to ask for the installation skills, they're already there. All right. So, stopping the share. All right, questions tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Hi, can I ask a question now?
Of course.
Yeah, thanks. The what I find is that to get the things working properly, we have to write a very detailed and a long prompt at times, and
Mhm.
then that eats a lot of tokens. Is there a way to? I mean, even if you have the cache on, it doesn't really help. It eats a lot of tokens.
It does. There isn't really a out of the box way to minimize that.
Mhm.
What you can do is set up your custom instructions. I mean, first thing is tell Claude or whatever LLM you're using to give you
Okay.
bullet point answers, right? Don't give me miles and miles of paragraphs. That eats up tokens like crazy.
Yeah.
Also, the do thinking offline almost, right? Think think out your plan as much as you can. Obviously, the whole point of using AI is that it's going to help you,
Yeah.
and then come back to it as precise as you can. Again, the more precise. If you take, I had to do English grammar in school. They used to make us write a précis.
Yeah.
Take it down to one third of its size and still have the same meaning. So use the fewest words that actually convey the meaning, right? It's discipline for you, and the AI also has to be equally disciplined. So you tell it to do that as well. You also put up model routers, right? Where you say for complex thinking, use maybe Opus or Fable. For average everyday work, Sonnet is good
Oh,
enough.
okay. Yeah. I
That
didn't know this. Okay.
Yes, that's very useful. That really cuts your costs because a lot of the work we do is just
Hmm.
formatting this, make it pretty that,
Yeah.
that can go to high
I'm
too.
actually doing a very simple POC kind of a thing
Uh-huh.
with all the OpenAlex papers, 25,000, nothing beyond that. And what I find is that when there is branching, the however nice a prompt you write, it just gets garbled. So now I'm planning to work on graph. But then,
What if instead of
hmm,
putting it in one conversation, you put each branch into a separate conversation? make 3 separate skills and then have an agent coordinate and, just the
Right,
agent.
but that's where it gets garbled. Like it doesn't go to the correct skill. It
That
goes
seems
to,
more like a routing issue. Like
yeah,
something in your instructions is not very clear then.
yeah. I have tried every possible instruction, and where I
Ah,
started with Llama, the lowest model, it was completely hallucinated.
yes.
But at least with Claude and Opus, I'm trying those. They seem to understand to a
Better.
large degree the branching, but I don't feel confident. So I'm going to try Graph and see if it
D- Even
understands.
if you go back to Claude ever,
Hmm.
ask it to tell you what it thinks you're trying to achieve,
Okay.
right?
Okay, I got it.
Explain to me and then tell
Yeah.
me how to do it right.
But then how do I do it in a program? Because I'm writing a Spring Boot application. So
Tell it to write
it
for
would
you.
it will write in the
You
uh,
you can ask it for an
just log
algorithm.
it.
You can literally
Log.
ask it to give me the logic.
Okay. And just log it or something.
Yeah,
Okay. It
yeah.
will log it. Yeah. And from that angle, like from telemetry angle, what can we do more just to understand where did it go wrong? That kind of thing.
I honestly would have to see the thing to ask what
Okay.
else can be done.
No,
But
no, in
literally,
general for telemetry. So from there, I can try to figure out what's going on. Like put the
I
traces on.
literally tell Claude to do all my telemetry for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Try that one.
any because half the time I don't even know what's required, right? Especially if I'm dealing with a client project, I
Hmm.
don't understand.
Right.
So then Claude is the one that has all that information anyway, might as well use it. Piggyback on
Okay.
what it knows already.
Got it. So you can just have it as part of the prompt that give
Yes,
me all the detail. Oh, that is great to know.
yes.
Wow, that
Yep.
will be nice. Thanks.
You're welcome. Any questions, anyone else?
Can I
Paulina?
ask a question? For tomorrow's meeting as well as for the one on next week?
There isn't one next week. There was one last week and there's one this week.
Oh, I thought this continues, right? This is week 3, I thought.
Oh no, it's only 2. This one is only 2.
Okay, and then there's a meeting tomorrow, right?
That is tomorrow. Beyond chatbots, what AI can do for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Session 2 is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Okay. Can you send a link for that? How do I sign up?
Go to your meetup.
Oh, Meetup. Okay.
What shall I say? Not Emotional Intelligence Lab. Which one?
I sent it.
Meetup.com. Go ahead.
I read it. I went ahead and sent it.
Oh, did you? Thank you so much. Where are we? Not Kaggle. Oh, I picked the one that doesn't have it. How smart am I? Yeah, just go to the link
Yeah.
that she sent
Thank you.
you. It's right in there. And back here, Paulina, you were starting to say something.
Yes, I have a question. I have been working with Codex so far quite successfully, and I would like to transfer to Claude Code. And I was wondering, where do I start, basically? I'm less a developer, more a researcher, so I do develop, I do write code, but it's not, I don't have many automatable processes.
Okay.
I'm
What kind of
building
things?
interfaces to collect data. Like I
That's
work with
literally
musicians.
you
Yeah.
install. Sorry, you said something about musicians. Keep going. I'm interested.
I work with musicians, with singers, and I need singing data. So I'm building an interface to collect data when the singers rehearse, this kind of thing. And
Give me a few questions that you would ask. Like, what kind of data do you need?
I know which data I need, so that's not my problem.
No, no,
My
no.
problem is, yeah,
Tell me what it is. Then
I need the singer stems.
singer stems. I have no idea
Yes.
what that is, but
That means singers, when singers sing together, I need recordings where each singer is heard, ideally independently from others, but this is not possible with live recordings. So this is these are recordings where one singer is prominent and the rest is bleeding in. And
so I'm in Claude Code right now. So this is the
Okay.
Claude interface. There's chat here where it's
Yes.
like your AI, like your chat GPT. Code is
Yeah.
the equivalent of Codex, right?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
I am just doing that. I need singer stems. Is that something you can do for me from a live performance?
Yes. So it can't do that.
Well,
It's
I'm gonna
impossible.
ask it. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I know nothing. This is the fun stuff, right? This is where you're like, and Claude is going to ask, like, what does this have to do with anything you've ever told me? Because you're a techie. Why are you needing singer stems? Most likely is the answer. Yes, with caveats. It's called stem separation, isolated vocal track. You can-
Yes, but it's not going to work for singers. I'm from the field, so I know
So
the
you know.
background stuff.
But,
Yeah,
but all I'm
but
saying is literally just
yeah.
come in here and ask Claude. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, and
Whatever
my
you need.
my question is different. It's not that I don't know how this is going to work. It's more that
Okay.
I need to build an interface and an infrastructure behind it to kind of collect the data and process the data. I can supply the difficult algorithms which process the data when it gets
Okay.
difficult. But
Okay.
the whole harness around it, I would like to take this programming bit to the next level, not having to kind of
Yeah. So what I did this
go
morning
step
when
by step with this. Yeah.
right.
If you
So
could
what
point
I
me
did
to where
was
to look.
I told
Sorry.
it literally create the use cases for me, create the user stories for me,
Okay.
right? And from
Mhm.
that, generate a full test harness for me.
That's a good point. Yes.
So you're basically telling it to do all the work. You don't have to do the work. But what you have to do is check when it gives you that test harness, when it gives you those user stories, make sure they're right, add to them, right? You can make it as
Okay.
full-fledged as you want, and then tell it, now give me a way to collect this information. And it should be able to guide you. I can't because I know nothing about singing.
Okay. So thank you. User stories is great. Is there anything I need in Claude, like Claude MD or something that I should put there?
There is absolutely a Claude MD, but you can tell Claude, you can literally tell it, this is my background. Please put these instructions into Claude MD and it will do it for you. You don't have to manually do anything.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that's useful. I really don't know if I gave you something valuable or, scared you off completely.
No. Thank you very much. It's really useful. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. All right. Anyone else?
Hi, Maya. This is
Hi.
Hi.
Hina.
Great session. Oh, very
Thank you.
informative. I just had a question about the previous two sessions that I missed it. Like this is actually the first session that I attended,
Okay.
and I would really appreciate it if there's like a resource for me to go back to the previous two videos.
There will be. If I was smart, I still have the copy paste. I'm just dropping in the Google Drive. Right now, there's only a folder for day 3.
Exactly.
But I will put folders for day 1 and 2, and I will put the recording in there as well as the slideshow, these presentations.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
and I'll put day 3 also in the day 3 folder.
Yeah, will the day 3 folder have the demo part as well? The demo we just did.
It doesn't have the demo. Would that demo even be useful to you though? It's got the skills. So you can literally go into your Claude, install the skills, just ask Claude how to do it, or read the installation instructions.
Okay.
And then, come up with your own silly idea and see if it'll talk you into a better idea.
Perfect. That helps. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm looking forward to the next session as well.
I don't know what tomorrow's session is. It's going to be even more intense.
Oh, lovely.
You know what? Kaggle's doing a great job, though. They're giving it to us in bite-sized pieces. So I really thought this was going to be all machine learning stuff, but it's not. They're doing it at a very understandable pace.
Okay.
And also, be sure to check Kaggle's own. Like in this document here about Kaggle, I gave you the live stream thing. Go watch the every day's Q&As. They're really good.
Okay. That's great. yeah, those were the two questions. Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. Anybody else? If not, I have something amazing for you. I will give you back 10 minutes of your life.
Thank
Yes,
you
I
very
find.
much. This was really great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I
It
will
was
hope to
tomorrow, 10 Eastern time, right? Sorry.
10 Eastern. Yes. And if you
Thank you so
look at
much.
the description on Meetup, you know what? I should find that for you
I
guys.
thought I registered there, but I don't see anything in my calendar. It's confusing.
Oh,
Anyway, thank you so much.
you are very welcome. What I'm going to do is find that for you, because in the description of tomorrow's event is actually the link to the recording of last week's event. So anyone who missed it
Okay.
and you want to go,
Oh, that will be great.
It
Thank you.
is beyond chatbots?
yeah,
Thank you.
Beyond Chatbot session 2. So I'm going to send you the link to the actual one of the events.
Mhm.
That's just dropped in the chat. And in the description of that is the link. I hope the link is in there. Yes, watch the session 1 recording is in there. So that's on YouTube. It's an unlisted video because I didn't want it to go to everybody. So, and you guys can't do it. I'll tell you what, in the Google Drive, I will also put today's chat transcript, so that you guys can see these links again if you need them. The easiest way to save any link from here is just click on it here and it'll open up your default browser, right? And then save it.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And if you have no more
See you tomorrow.
questions, I will see you either tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. My time, morning and afternoon. I don't know where in the world you guys are. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.